off to Krakow to take some pictures. I don't know really what to expect, but I've done some research, of course, but I will take the day as it comes. Now it's time to go through security with my gear, which is always a hassle. See you in Krakow. Krakow. Well, the airport so far. Now I'm waiting for my bag, and then I will check my hotel and then see if I can find some pictures in this city. This will do. I picked a rather good location for my hotel, or service department as it is. It's just across the river there, on the other side of the river. I mean, it's really good if you don't mind walking a bit. All the links to where I stayed and all those things, they will be in the description, of course. Probably like snapshot, but I will try a long exposure, and I mean really, really long. Just experiment to see how this view will be in a long exposure. So I have both a polarizer and an ND filter, which I will attach to my camera and see if I can do maybe a minute or two in exposure time. And for that I have to use my app. Okay, I've done one picture. I don't think it was so good, so I think I need a even longer exposure time. Let's try it. Probably not my best picture, but it was a try. Now I'm gonna go and see if I can find other spots for pictures around this castle. It's still daytime, so the light isn't fantastic, but the sky is really, really good. Beautiful clouds, so maybe I can incorporate that somehow. I don't know. Yet another experiment. I like this view, but I don't like the cars. So I will see if I can get rid of the cars with a long exposure. Let's try it. Dragon that breathes fire and pigeons. I'm thinking, well, you know what I'm thinking. Odd, really odd. Well, I'm not alone. Maybe you're wondering what gear I bring when I'm traveling. I will make a video about that, what gear I brought, and the bags and all those things. But in a nutshell, I bring a camera. It's a Sony A7 IV with two lenses, both from Tamron, the 17 to 28 2.8 and the 28 to 200 2.8 to 5.6. So I have 17 millimeters to 200 millimeters in two lenses. I also brought one more lens, but more about that in my gear video. I haven't used it yet. I brought a few stands, a travel tripod from Sirui. It's impossible to pronounce it. All also a platypod and a small carbon fiber tripod from Coolman. I think it's the same as Ayoka in the United States. I'm not sure about that, but the pictures, they look very similar. So correct me if I'm wrong, comments. I can use and have used that stand for my big camera, but I mainly use it for my GoPro, which I'm filming on, GoPro Hero 11, with a media mod. That's it. Yesterday evening I was out taking a few pictures of the Wawel Castle across the river. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Anyway, I didn't bring my GoPro to show you, because the GoPro can't film in the dark. If any of those pictures were good, I will show them now. Just love it. Love it. Today I've been into a few churches taking pictures. Then I wandered through the Jewish quarters of Krakow. A gazillion coffee shops and restaurants all over the place. And I was trying to find some synagogues to see if I can take pictures in those. Some were okay, but not fantastic. The synagogues are pretty small, and the biggest synagogue is closed, so I couldn't go in. A funny thing, a rabbi, well, at least I think it was a rabbi, was putting on his clothes and all his accessories as a rabbi, singing a chant in Hebrew, which I didn't understand at all. And then he took selfies, and then he looked at the phone and said, "Is this okay or not?" And I sneaked up and took a picture. I didn't want to disturb them by talking, so therefore I'm telling you now. But I was just inside of this church and took some pictures. A really beautiful church, but it's rather dark and moody, so I have a couple of tricks. I have this small plate I place my camera on, place it on the floor with a wide-angle lens, and I take 3 brackets, 3 shots, plus minus 2 stops. And also I have a timer on it, so when I press the shutter it takes 2 seconds before the first exposure is done. And then I combine them in Lightroom or Photoshop or Photoshop. Oh, I often use both. And the result is this. It's sometimes hard to take pictures in a church, especially here. People are praying and it's very, very quiet. And that also means that you have to show respect to the people that are visiting the church. And don't go in hot. What I mean is, don't make noise, don't interfere. Maybe you have to wait. I've waited a lot. And also, don't make any sound. Take away all the beeps, put silent shutter on your camera, try to be as quiet as possible. I think the keys to take good pictures in a church like this are patience, respect, and silence. Yesterday there was a demonstration on this square for abortion rights in Poland, which is non-existent. But today there's some kind of festival. Everything's in Polish, so I don't understand anything. I've been waiting for the sunset because I wanted to take a picture of the castle across the river in the sunset. But the sunset isn't that spectacular because the sun is setting in another direction. That's probably why. And I have been trying to take a picture in sunrise instead. So every morning I've set my alarm at 4 a.m. and woke up, look out, and it's totally gray. It's all cloudy, it's raining, it's boring, it's no sky at all to talk about. So I went to sleep again. This is my last day in Krakow, and I'm spending it taking pictures of random things that I spot. And I also took this boat ride. Maybe I can find some pictures from the river. Of course, I've taken more pictures than I've shown you in this video, but you can check them out if you want to. I've chosen my best ones, in my opinion, my best ones, on a photo story of Krakow. The link is via my website, which is linked down below if you want to check them out. Thank you so much for watching, and questions are welcomed. Please leave them in the comments.